Hello, folks. How's everybody doing out there? This is the Great Scott coming to you from my apartment in Rockland. And today I would like to introduce you to today's special Skype guest/volunteer. He is the pastor of the Baptist Church in Rockland, which is a whopping 2-minute drive from my apartment. Say hello to Pastor Jay Witham. How are you doing, sir?
Great, Scott. Is that you?
Yes, it is me. Thank you very much. I've never heard that one before. Yeah, I want to thank you for being my second special guest volunteer. And I don't know if you noticed, for those of you who watched my best friend Ben and his daughter Riley help me the other day, you'll probably notice that...
Wait a minute. I have your best friend. You mean I'm your second best friend because I'm the second guest?
Everybody's a comedian. But anyway, I'm sorry, Pastor Jay. I'm sorry, but I only met you about 2 years ago. I've known Ben for over a decade. Sorry.
Okay, I'll forgive you.
Thank you very much. Anyway, for those of you who watched the segment I did with Ben and his daughter as my very first Skype volunteers, you'll probably notice you can see Pastor Jay slightly better than you could make out Ben or Riley's images the other day. And that's because apparently my television has this thing called a brightness contrast that I did not realize existed. And I turned it down so you could see Pastor Jay a little better. Obviously, when you're recording another screen, you can't see anything perfectly, but we're doing our best we can here, right?
There you go. If I'm going to be on a video, I want to be seen.
Yes. Thank goodness for technology. Where would we all be without inventions like Skype and FaceTime right now while we're all stuck inside?
Oh, my goodness. You know, I do think that it's a real blessing that folks like you and I can continue to get our message out there, especially the message of the gospel.
Oh, absolutely.
Great. Yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I am also a gospel magician, but I must confess, Pastor Jay, you are doing a trick here. You are doing 2 tricks today with me here that are kind of just for fun. I don't have the best object lesson for these ones, but the fact that you are here, we will talk some about this. Now, there's another reason why I wanted to have Pastor Jay on, was because I wanted to kind of challenge myself in the regard of making sure that I could do something like this, and using the fact that not only is your church 5 minutes away, but you live 5 minutes from my house, yet we are Skyping. And part of the reason why we are, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but let's just say you're one of the many people that a lot of people are staying in at home because of. You are kind of in 1 or 2 of the risk factors for what's going on.
A multiplicity of risk factors, unfortunately.
Exactly. So what I thought to myself was, how could I make sure he could help me stay safe and I could use the fact that he was close by to my advantage? Well, 2 things. Number 1, I dropped the care package on his front porch, and we did not have any contact while I was there, right? I dropped it there,
Correct.
and you picked it up. Now, the other thing is that the trick that you are doing here today, Jay, is a trick that has not been in my repertoire for over a year and a half, maybe 2, which means up until a few minutes ago, the things I dropped off with you had been in my apartment for over a year. So they went right from my apartment, where they'd been at before this pandemic, into a plastic bag right to your front porch. So they are completely safe. Okay?
Okay, risk-free.
Risk-free, but you did have to have these props, otherwise it would have been hard for you to participate. Okay.
Which I still don't know what they are. They're still in the bag.
Exactly. Well,
for your command.
You're about to take out the first one. In the bag, you will find a manila envelope that has the word prediction on it. Would you please retrieve that?
I found it.
Okay. Hold it up to the camera so everybody can see it. See? A prediction envelope. There we are. Now, in this prediction envelope, okay, you can put it by your side now. You'll need it in just a few moments. But I think we can all agree that A, you're not in on this trick, and B, I can't get near that prediction envelope because it's on the other side of a Skype conversation. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I like to do prior to becoming a magician was I like to draw, but I was never much of an artist. And this is the closest I get right here. Can you see? The light's kind of going to glare it a little bit. But can you see that on the table in front of me, I have got some plastic crayon banks?
I see them.
Okay. And can you tell what colors they are?
I see blue and yellow in the middle and red on the right.
That is correct. Now, I do have to change the way this trick is done a little bit. Normally the way I do this is I have the volunteer pick up random crayons during this, but obviously you can't do that on the other side here. So instead, you're going to instruct me to do. Okay, so we have the red, we have the yellow, we have the blue. Okay? What I want you to do is, I'm not going to influence your decision at all here. You have no clue what I'm going to do, right?
Okay.
You have no clue what I'm going to do, but here's what I want you to do. I want you to tell me to pick up one of the crayons. Which one do you want me to pick up?
Pick up the red one.
Okay, pick up the red one. Now, like most human beings, I have a second hand free here, okay? will you please tell me to pick up another one?
Then you might as well go with the blue.
Okay. Now, I don't have a third hand somewhere, which means yellow is out of the running here. My hands are full. So
Okay.
forget about the yellow. It's all about the red or the blue, okay? Now, of the two that I have here, I'm going to raise one of them up higher than the other. Which one do you want me to raise up higher than the other?
The red.
This one right here?
Yep.
Okay, so this one goes back to the table, leaving me
Okay.
with what color, sir?
Blue.
Blue. Now, what would you say if I told you that before I dropped that little care package on your porch, I knew that the blue crayon was going to be the one that I would be holding at the end of this trick?
I'd say that's amazing, Scott.
Could you do me a favor?
That's great, Scott.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Could you do me a favor, please? Hold up the prediction envelope in front of the camera again.
All right.
Inside of this prediction envelope is nothing more than one piece of paper with one word written on it. Would you please open up that prediction, look at what it says, and then show it to the camera?
I'll do that. And the winner is blue.
Blue. Well, thank you very much, sir. You did a fabulous job. Give yourself a nice round of applause, sir.
I will.
Thank you. That's one of the pitfalls of not having an audience. You can't do a round. You can't have like a round. You can't say give our volunteer a round of applause because it's just you and me.
You should have a little button you can push that do it.
You're right. You're right. I'll look into that.
A lot of audience.
I'll look into that. Well, the blue crayon is now
Okay.
out of here. Okay? And here's what's going to happen next. We are now going to do a classic trick from Tom Urasitz, who's a magician inventor who created the trick we're about to do. Now, the funny thing is, this is another trick that requires that I have some props and you have some props. So, the other two items that are in the bag I left you are what you're going to want to get now.
Okay.
Okay? So get that. And what is it that you have, sir?
I have a tube.
Yeah.
A tube that you can see through.
Uh-huh.
And I have a crayon, and this one is pink.
That's right. Now, if you're wondering, or if anybody watching is wondering, why did you give the pastor the pink crayon? Well, before I figured out the contrast problem, I didn't know how good of a picture we were going to get. Of all the plastic crayon banks I have, pink is the brightest color. So I gave you the brightest color so that in the hopes that it would be able to be seen. So there was a method.
That's good, because I was concerned about that.
Wanted to make sure. Now, you'll notice that I have a tube just like the one you've got, right?
Oh, yeah. You see that?
Yes. See, look right through. See? Here we
Yeah.
are. Hello. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is, first of all, I have a red crayon and I have a yellow crayon here. Which one do you want me to use? I'll let you decide. We already used the blue one. I got rid of that. Do you want me to use the red or
I'll
the
go
blue?
for the red.
Okay. So I'm going to put the
Red.
red one in this tube right here, and I want you to do exactly as I'm doing. Hold it up in front of the camera and
Okay.
just like this.
Yep.
Here we are. Okay? And you're going to put your
Okay.
palm on top and your palm on the bottom just like this. Okay?
Right.
Now, this trick is called the confusing crayon, but it's based on a classic called topsy-turvy. And it's called topsy-turvy because first, you turn the crayon upside down.
All right.
All right? Then you turn the crayon right side up. And then you turn it upside down one more time.
One more time.
Okay, now, at this point, I think you can feel what direction the crayons are in. Can you feel the crayon, like the point of the crayon in the palm of your hand?
Yes, I can. Yes,
Okay, so here's the trick. Here's the trick. They're upside down right now, but I do a snap and a tap here, and a snap and a tap for you, and now the crayons are right side up. See that? Show, oh dear. Is yours right? No.
It didn't work.
Yours is upside down. Yours is upside down. Okay.
Try it again.
All right, yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay, you know what? Here, yeah, okay, turn yours right side up and we'll try it again. Let me see yours right side up like mine.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? Actually, I think I got this backwards. Let's try it only 2 times this time, okay? Turn it upside down.
Okay. Yep.
Turn it right side up.
Okay.
So now the crayons are right side up, correct? Can you feel it right side up in your hand?
Correct.
Okay, but I'm going to do a snap and a tap here and a snap and a tap for you, and now they're upside down. Show them yours upside... Oh, dear.
Nope, that didn't work either.
Okay, you know what? You know what? To be fair here, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to switch my crayon, okay? I'm going to take the red one out. You know what? I'll get rid of the red one here. All right, I'm going to take the red one out, and I'm going to put the yellow one in like so.
Okay.
Okay, make sure it's right side up like mine.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. One more time. Here we go. Upside down. Okay? Right side up. Upside down one more time. I hope your arms aren't getting tired, sir, because mine are. All right. So, snap and a tap here. Snap and a tap for you. And now the crayons, yes, are right side up. Let me see yours, please.
Nope.
Turn yours right side up. We'll try it one more time.
Okay.
Okay.
Right side up.
Okay, here we go. Upside down.
Yep.
Right side up.
Yep.
Snap and a tap here. Snap and a tap for you. And they go from right side up to upside down. Let me see. Oh, dear. Okay, you know what? Maybe I'm making this too complicated. You know what else you could say that this is proof of? This is kind of a mild lesson here. But when you go in too many directions at once, you kind of end up going nowhere. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree.
Yeah. And if we all went in the same direction, which is the direction of the Lord, then things would be a lot better. So let's do something simple. Keep your hands right where they are. Even though it's opposite to mine, lift up your tube.
Okay.
Put it down. Snap your finger yourself. And now tap the tube. Now lift it up a little bit. Now they're the same.
Good job.
Thank you very much. Give yourself a nice round of applause, sir.
I will, thank you.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that trick, though, Pastor Jay?
What?
One of the reasons why I stopped doing it for so many years is because the fact that the trick did not work was not your fault. That trick never works. That trick never works. It has not worked since the day it has not worked since the day I got it. And some people have said to me, Scott, why don't you just try and fix it? The problem is, every time I try to fix it, the trick only gets weirder. Do you want to see what I mean by weirder? Let me show you. Okay. Here's the yellow crayon I had just a moment ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's say I do a back and forth, just like I did a moment ago with you, and tap, nothing happens this time, right?
Yeah.
But here's where the weirder part comes in. See what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not only that.
It was my original choice.
What? No, this is purple, not blue.
The blue. Oh, okay.
This is purple.
Yeah.
That's what another reason why I didn't bring this one over to you, because I was afraid that people would mix it up. Now, here's another question I get asked a lot. Well, actually, I didn't get asked it a lot, but back when I was doing this trick, people would say to me, Scott, I would love to see the crayon bank that those. I'd love to see the crayon box that you keep those crayons in. And the truth is, there is no crayon box. Do you want to know how I transport these from place to place? Here's the red crayon now, right?
Yep.
Watch the red crayon very carefully. I give it a tumble and a snap and a tap, and it shrinks down for easy storage.
Oh, awesome.
See, now I have a question for you here, Pastor Jay. Who do you think is the mommy crayon, and who do you think is the baby crayon?
Oh, mommy must be the purple.
Well, that's what you would think. But here's where things get really very interesting. You see, if I take this, and I take this big thing right here, and I do this, and a thing like that, and a snap and a tap, this is what happens. Okay. Now who do you think is the mommy crayon, and who's the baby crayon?
Now we'll go with the orange. I mean, you must.
Well, it's red. It's red like the others, but it's hard to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks a little different on my iPad.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it.
Well, no, you're not the first person to say it looked a little orange, but that's okay. Anyway, that concludes our magic segment here today, and I don't want to keep you too long because I know that you're spending a lot of quality time with your lovely wife at home. But I just wanted to give you a chance. Now, you were mentioning something to me before we went on air. I sadly missed, you did a concert on Facebook with Pastor Dan Walker the other day?
I did, yes. Yesterday we did that, and to give you a disclaimer, Pastor Dan and I were the only two people in his church at the time.
Right.
And I took my own microphone because I didn't want to be 6 inches away from somebody else's germs.
There you go. There you go. You know, that's another thing that I understand all the rules they're putting in place for this thing, and I understand that we have to keep our crowds under 10 people. But, like, for example, I don't know if you saw my previous videos, but I had Superman here with me live and in person, and there were some people who actually said that I shouldn't have done that. Two things. Number one, Superman is immune to anything except kryptonite. And number two, Superman and I were the only two people here. Okay, sure. we were the only two people here. I don't think that, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the good word says it's not good for a man to be alone. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And so I think if you have two people who you know are doing fairly well, and you're not giving each other hugs or whatever and stuff, and you're not, like for example, Superman and I didn't even shake hands. We did a quick elbow pump.
Yep.
I think that
Sure.
I think there are ways, and like what we're doing right here on Skype. I mean, to be honest with you, you live so close. It would have been so easy. To be honest with you, I'm amazed we never did it before. It would have been so
Yeah.
easy to have you just come over here and record you, but because of your risks, I wasn't going to do that to you.
Sure. We can do that when this is all over.
Yeah, I like how you say when, because to be honest with you, there's some people.
This shall pass.
Well, I think it shall pass. I don't think the world we live in afterwards is going to be exactly the same. Like, for example, I have a theory. I have a theory that this coronavirus could be what kills the movie theater industry. Because streaming services of people who can watch movies online right now have got to be booming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because nobody can go to the theater. I mean, theaters were... Streaming services were already putting... movie theaters to be a thing of the past anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the final nail in the coffin. But to be honest with you, that's, in the benefit of hindsight, that would be a small price to pay for us to go back to some semblance of normalcy after this. Yes. But anyway, I'm very glad that you did a concert with Dan Walker, because I don't want to brag here or anything, but one of the greatest things that you can be in life sometimes is a middleman for God. And you and Dan Walker actually met because I had done his radio show program promoting a Christian movie I was in, and you were a church that showed it, and he had volunteered to help set up the Skype Q&A with Sean Justice. And then you guys ended up continuing talking long after that happened.
Right.
So anytime I see you guys do something together, I was like, thank you, Lord, for letting me be the middleman on that.
That's right.
I appreciate
You're the guy.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, so,
Dan and I have become fast friends, as we are, Scott.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sadly, I think also, Dan, if you're watching, I apologize, but I don't think Dan and I will be seeing much of each other till after this is over either, because I think he might be in the demographic that we're all staying home for. But the good news is that for those of you like me who were too busy doing I'm thankful that I have a side job that I can still do. I drive around delivering people food. For those of you like me who missed it, I believe the concert is still on Dan's Facebook, right? You guys live streamed it.
Yes, and it's on my page as well.
Okay, so if you want to watch it, this is one of the cool things about the state that we're in. If you missed a concert, it was almost certainly live streamed, and you can see it after the fact.
Right.
So go to either Pastor Jay Witham's page or Pastor Dan Walker's page and check out. What do you call yourself? The Singing Cowboy, was it?
That's what Dan Walker called me.
Okay. Okay, so you don't have like a tagline or anything like that?
No, just my name, Jay, and my last name Witham, Witham.
Mm-hmm. I thought about asking you to bring your guitar for this interview and doing a song, but the truth is I don't know how good the audio would be because we have you connected through this. You're basically on a laptop that's connected to a television that's being recorded by a phone, so I don't know how good sound you would get through that. So the best we can tell our viewers is check out his page and check out Dan Walker's page if you want to hear this very talented pastor sing.
And I've been posting a different song every day just to be a means of encouragement for folks during this awkward time.
Well, to be honest with you, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing segments like this with people like you. Because not to get too personal here, but a lot of people have a life goal or something that drives them, and it took me a while to figure out what I was. For a while, I thought I wanted recognition. Maybe I did when I was younger. For a while, I thought I got accused of wanting to be the center of attention, but my life's goal is actually more of something I'm trying not to be than something I am. My life's goal is to make sure I never become the servant in Jesus' parable who hid away his talent.
Good point.
That is as long as, and these videos are proof that not even a coronavirus can stop me. I'm offering a little commercial here, a word from our sponsor. I'm offering this. One of the other reasons why I want to do this is because I want to show parents who are stuck inside with their kids for like the next month and are looking for something to do. I am doing extremely discounted Skype magic shows. And so I would like to give my Facebook page a view as to how you can do a magic show over Skype, and I thank you for helping me with that today, sir.
I'm pleased to do that. It's a great day and age in which we live that I am going online doing videos, sharing the gospel, sharing my music, and connecting with my people in my church that way. We got to use whatever we have available to us.
Exactly.
In this day and age.
To be honest with you, I'm actually kind of liking performing in my home to a camera a little bit more than I expected. So believe me, the more of these I can do, I got one scheduled for next Wednesday with a very special guest. I won't tell you guys who that is just yet. But anyway, Pastor Jay, I thank you. We've already gone 7 minutes longer than I told you this would be, so I appreciate you hanging around. Have a good day. What did you say?
You as well. I said we're flexible. We have to be.
Yes, we do.
And you as well. Thanks for the invitation, Scott.
No problem. And thank you all for watching. I'm the Great Scott. Have a blessed day.